Good morning, everyone. We made it to Thursday. It's Thursday, the 28th of January, and we're starting to come to the end of our conversions unit. I've got another lesson to teach you today, and then we'll be on to our assessment tomorrow. So to start getting your brains warmed up this morning, we're back to our Fluent in 5. So there are 5 problems, some of which you will solve mentally, some of which you will solve with a written method, up to you to decide. You're going to be using your 4 operations to do some calculation. So pause it, have a go at them, and then we'll go through answers. Perfect. So we've had a go at those ones, either in our home working book, on our paper or whiteboard, whatever you're using to calculate. So let's go through the answers now. So the first one was mental. So we just needed to work out what we need to times 8 by to get 42. So we need to count in our 8s. So 8 times 6. Next one was mental. 70 take 29. Now, if you've done it written, that's fine. But the way you could have done it is 70 take away 30 and then add 1. Or 70 take 20 to get 50 and then take away 9. Or you could just do 7 take 29 straight away. It's however you want to do it. But we've got 41. Next one, 37 take times 37. I don't know my 37 times table that well. Don't know if you guys do. So I did it as a written method. So you do your short or long multiplication, whichever one you want to use. Next one, 8 add 3 add 8. I did it mentally. You could write it down, but really you just double 8 add 3, or 8 add 3 add 8, however you want to do it, but just you could use your fingers if you wanted, but it's 19. And then the last one, the numbers would require some exchanging, so definitely a written method of calculation, probably column subtraction for that one. Right, let's move on. Today we're looking to calculate with converting times involving fractions. To calculate with times involving fractions. Star words: hour, minute, second. Hopefully we're recognizing those. If we're not, it's not the end of the world, but we're going to talk about them in a second. 60, I know it's not a word, but it's a key component of time and fraction as well. So today we're looking to convert different units of time and move towards being able to solve conversion problems involving fractions. We need to recap the basics of time, so I'm going to go over the basics of it just in case you've forgotten or to remind yourselves. So there are 3 commonly used measures when we measure time. There are seconds, there are minutes, there are hours. So of course more, there's nanoseconds and stuff like that, but these are the main 3 we talk about when we're talking about times. So we're going to use those today. Now a second is the smallest of the 3 units, and there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So 60 seconds, 1 minute. Sure, you already know it, but if not, get it in your brain. 60 seconds, 1 minute. A minute is then our next smallest unit of time, and there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So you can see why 60 was such a key component, because there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And then an hour is the largest unit of time of the common 3, and there are 24 hours in 1 day. I'm not going to use that one as much, but definitely seconds into minutes, minutes into hours. When converting time, I need to be very aware that you'll be working in 60s, not 100s. I don't need to be aware, you need to be aware. So you need to be very aware that you'll be working 60s, not 100s, because normally when conversions, we've been dividing by 60 and by 100 and 1,000, or timesing by 100 and 1,000. Today we're looking at 60 being our key number. For example, if we convert 155 seconds into minutes and seconds, the way we do that is we know how many whole lots of 60 we need to find out, because that is a minute. We need to find out how many of those 60 seconds go into 155, how many lots. So I did a division. I did long division, which didn't actually end up being that long. So 60s into 1, 0, 60s into 15, 0, 60s into 155, 60, 120 goes 2. 2 times 60 is 120, put it underneath, and take it away. You've got 35 left. If you did it short bus stop because you're quicker with that, that's fine. But hopefully we had 2 whole lots and then 35 left over. This shows me that I've got 2 whole minutes. So anything up here is 2 whole minutes. And because we've divided by 60, we know this 35 is how many seconds I've got left. So the actual answer, 155 seconds, is 2 minutes taken from the top and 35 seconds, which is what I had left over. So by dividing and timesing by 60 today, we're going to make it really easy for ourselves. To convert the other way, so from minutes to seconds, requires a slightly different approach. It's just the inverse, really. So if we convert 4 minutes and 15 seconds into just seconds, we immediately take away any seconds we've got, which was our remainder in the previous example. So this 15 we're going to put to one side and use it later. Then we can focus on this 4 minutes and converting it to seconds. Now we know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, and I've got 4 lots of 60 seconds. So let's do 4 times 60, which is 240. So 4 minutes is 240 seconds. And we now need to remember that bit we put to the side. We had our 15 seconds we just had and put to one side. So we now add that to the 240. Add all our seconds together is 255. So 4 minutes and 15 seconds is 255 seconds. Again, using that 60 and building an answer cleverly. So once you know what to do, it's fairly simple. We use the same method, but we've just been through from minutes to hours, because it's still going to be 60. It's exactly the same. So hours to minutes times, and minutes to hours, we do the division by 60. So what I want you to do is have a go on your whiteboard, your working paper, your home learning book, however you're doing it, have a go at converting the unit I've given into the unit I'm asking for. So 234 seconds into minutes, 155 minutes into hours, 2 hours and 22 minutes into just minutes, 7 minutes and 10 seconds into just seconds. If you're unsure whether to time to divide, go back in the video to the previous 2 examples and see which ones look similar. You're going to pause it, have a go, and then come back for some answers. Perfect, let's carry on then. So 234 seconds gave us 3 minutes and 54 seconds. 155 minutes gave us 2 hours and 35 minutes. 2 hours and 22 minutes gave us just 142 minutes. And 7 minutes and 10 seconds was 430 seconds. Hopefully, we were able to calculate those. Now, moving on to the other part of our learning intention today, the fractions part of the question. Sometimes we will be given a conversion with a fraction, and we'll have to use what we know about fractions to solve it. So look at my example. 2.5 minutes is how many seconds? It's just as easy to solve, just a different bit of thinking about fractions is what we need. We know there are 60 seconds in a minute, and we can see from this mixed number we've got, we have 2 whole minutes. So to find out how many seconds that is, we take the 2 whole minutes and we times it by 60. For 60 seconds, 2 lots of 60 seconds is 120 seconds. Done with. We have done the whole number of our mixed number. We then have this half a minute to look at. So that's where we do some fraction-y stuff. So we've got half, and we know the denominator. We know there are 60 seconds, and we're going to split the denominator into, we're going to split the 60 seconds using the denominator into that many parts. So we've got 2 as our denominator, so we put that as our divisor outside. 60 goes underneath. 2 divided by 60 is 30. So we know that there are going to be 2 equal parts of 30. Then, in this case, the numerator is 1, but I'm showing you what you'd have to do if your numerator was 4 or 5 or 6, for example. You would then times your answer, your equal part, by the numerator. So in this case, it's 1. So 30 times 1 is 30 seconds. So that 30 seconds is the half. 120 was the 2 minutes. We then do exactly as we've done on previous examples and add them together. So 120 adds 30 is 150. Therefore, 2.5 minutes is 150 seconds. What you're going to do for me today is on your Mathletics, you will do exactly that. So you will be finding fractions of time. I would rewatch that example we've just been through. I would even try and calculate it yourself following the method that we've used. Then I would go on to Mathletics and attack your learning. Some of it is a bit easier than one we just looked at. Some of it's about that level. Some of it is a bit harder. We'll be asking for different fractions. Don't panic. Just give them your best go. That's all I'm asking for. So I want you to pause in a second and then go on mathematics and have a go. Then we're not going to come back because there's no problem solving today because I want you to be ready for tomorrow. So I'd like you to do your mathematics and then come together and go on TT Rockstars for 10 or 15 minutes to try and get some points together for that class battle. So mathematics and TT Rockstars, and then you're done for the day. Okay, so I will see you all tomorrow.